When Mom Didn't Write It Down. My name is Daniel, and I am 41 years old. My mother recently passed away. She lived in the same home for almost 35 years, a modest 2-story house that she and my dad purchased when I was in the 3rd grade. My dad died in 2014, and after that, the house was the last meaningful asset she had. She would always say, "When I go, the house is for all of you. Split it however you think is fair." But she never wrote that down, and she never created a living trust, and she refused to make a will because she didn't want to think about dying. I have 2 siblings, Melissa, my older sister, a single mom with 2 kids, and Adam, my younger brother, who always struggled financially and lived with my mom for the last 6 years before she passed. And me, the responsible one, according to everyone, the one who handled the paperwork, taxes, and doctor's appointments. Mom died from complications after surgery. It was sudden. We were devastated. The first week was a blur. Funeral arrangements, friends bringing food, people hugging us with that soft pity in their eyes. But by week 2, the conversation started sliding into uncomfortable territory. Mom had $16,000 in her checking account, a paid-off car worth maybe $7,000, but the house, last appraised around $790,000, was everything. And since there was no trust and no will, we all knew what that meant. A probate, a long one, a public one, an expensive one. I tried to keep everyone calm by saying, "We'll figure it out. Mom wanted everything split evenly. We'll handle probate together." That lasted 5 days. The first argument happened over a utility bill. My brother Adam had been living in the house rent-free for years, helping Mom with daily care. After she passed, he kept living there and expected us to keep paying the bills until probate was sorted. I didn't mind covering short-term essentials, but Melissa snapped. She said, "You're living there for free. You can pay the electricity. You're not the victim here." He fired back, "I took care of Mom for years. You two did nothing. I deserve more than a third." And that was the spark that lit the match. Suddenly, the grief turned into resentment, and every old wound reopened. Melissa accused him of exploiting Mom. Adam accused Melissa of being absent, and both of them accused me of trying to control everything. I met with a probate attorney who explained it clearly. Since there was no will or trust, California intestate succession laws applied. Each of us gets exactly 1/3 of the estate. But probate was going to take at least 14 to 18 months, cost around $25,000 to $30,000 in legal fees, and this was the worst part. The house couldn't be sold or transferred until probate court permitted it, and no payout until probate closed. Melissa and we accepted it reluctantly. But Adam refused. He said he wanted to keep the house, live there, and buy us out. Except he didn't have the income or credit to support a mortgage anywhere near close to $500,000. So he proposed something outrageous. "I'll buy you out for $50,000 each." We told him that was insane. The house was worth almost $800,000. He said, "You don't get it. I took care of Mom. I deserve the house." And that was when he hired his own attorney. 2 months into probate, the first bomb dropped. Adam filed a petition for determination of property ownership, claiming Mom verbally promised him the house. He claimed he was the intended sole heir. He claimed he gave up his career to take care of Mom. He claimed the house was compensation, and that Melissa and I barely visited. Melissa lost it. She called him a liar. He called her selfish. And I felt like I was parenting two grown adults. Probate slowed down to a crawl because now the court had to investigate whether his claim had any merit. There was no writing, no witness, no letter, no text. Nothing. Just his word. But the court still had to evaluate it because that's how probate works when there's no will or trust spelling out mom's wishes. Probate froze the estate's accounts. We couldn't touch mom's money. But the house needed $4,200 in property taxes, $600 in yard cleanup, $2,700 for roof repairs after a leak, $400 for an insurance premium, and monthly utilities. Melissa and I paid everything. Adam paid $0. We begged him to contribute. He said, "Why? I'm the real owner. I shouldn't have to maintain something that's already mine." That sentence still burns in my memory. 6 months in, Melissa discovered Adam had rented out mom's master bedroom on Airbnb to make money for the estate, as he put it. We had no legal ability to evict him. Probate courts moved slowly. The house was still technically undivided estate property. All three of us were co-beneficiaries. But his little Airbnb side hustle wasn't legal. Not for city, not for the zoning, and definitely not allowed in the middle of probate. When Melissa confronted him at the house, police were called. Twice. The neighbors were furious, and the probate judge issued a warning that any further disruption could result in the appointment of a professional fiduciary, meaning a stranger would take over the entire estate and charge even more money. Month 13. Probate should have been wrapping up. Instead, we were barely halfway because of Adam's objections, behavior, and paperwork delays. The final straw came when the court investigator interviewed his long-term girlfriend, who testified under oath that mom had told her numerous times she loved all her kids equally and wanted everything split 3 ways. That destroyed Adam's argument. The objection was denied. The court ordered the house to be sold. The 3 of us would get equal shares. I thought things would finally calm down. I was wrong. As soon as the listing went live, Adam sabotaged everything. He refused to leave the home for showings. He told buyers the house had major plumbing issues. It didn't. He left trash everywhere. He parked his junk car diagonally across the driveway. And he refused to sign necessary documents. 3 buyers walked away because they sensed family drama. One of them even wrote in their feedback, "Seller's family seems unstable." It was humiliating. The probate attorney requested a court order to force cooperation. The judge granted it, but it took 3 more months. Finally, after almost 22 months, we sold the house. When everything finished, the house sold for $812,000. Probate fees, $29,500. Repairs, taxes, insurance, utility, $13,000. Additionally, attorney's costs because of Adam's petitions, $7,800. And realtor's fees, $40,600. The net left to divide was $721,000, so each of us received $240,333. I wish I could say we celebrated, but none of us even wanted to be in the same room. Adam blocked us. Melissa refuses to forgive him. Family holidays are awkward and divided. Mom's grandchildren barely even know each other. All because she didn't put the house in a living trust, and because all of us were forced into a system that brings out the worst in families already drowning in grief. Mom always said, "I don't want my kids to fight." But without a trust, we never had a chance. And sometimes I think the house died with Mom, because after probate, none of us ever felt like family again. My legal commentary. There was no living trust. If Mom had placed her home in a revocable living trust, the entire probate process would have been avoided. No court, no 22-month delay, no $30,000 and more in probate fees, no arguments over who gets the house. Number 2, there was no written instruction about the house. Verbal promises mean nothing in probate court. Everything must be in writing. Number 3, because the house wasn't in a trust, all children became equal heirs under California intestate law. The law does not account for who cared for the parent, who lived in the home, who paid bills, and who was closest to the parent, if those things are important to the parent. Number 4, probate opens the door for conflict, swinging wide open. Anyone can file objections, claims, or petitions, even without evidence, and the court must investigate, which delays everything. This is not rare. I see variations of this exact story all the time in my law practice. Family relationships are fragile during grief, and probate makes everything 10 times worse. If you want to spare your family this nightmare, the simplest, fastest, and most affordable thing you can do is create a living trust while you're alive and healthy. It's not just about assets. It's about protecting your family from falling apart. This discussion is provided for educational and entertainment purposes only. If you want legal advice on probating a case, writing your will, your living trust, or setting up an estate plan, reach out to an estate planning attorney in your area. www.lawtaxnotary.com for help in California.